Hi, it's Ken with Brigadier Security. In this video I'm going to be showing you how to change the batteries on a motion detector for the DSC Neo system. So your motion detector should look like this here. And down at the bottom you'll see a little tiny screw. First you have to take that screw out of the unit. After you have the screw out, you lift the bottom of the sensor up, or the bottom part of the cover up, and then you will have to slide the cover this way. So lift the bottom up, slide it up and off. At the top of the motion here, you will see that there's a little notch there, or slot, and on the top of the cover there's that little notch. So that fits inside the slot there. So you lift the bottom up, slide up and off. On the motion detector, the battery for this one is located behind the board in this little space there. So you're going to have to take the board out of its case. You have to gently lift up on this tab. You don't have to lift it up too much, otherwise you may break it off. So gently lift that up and then you can pop the board forward and out. So after you get the board out from behind the notch, you pull it out this way. And then on the back of the board is where you would find a 3-volt lithium battery, model number CR123, which would look like this guy here. When you put the battery back in, just make sure you put it back in the same way you took it out, so the positive will be facing the proper direction. When you put it back inside the case, you have these two little white arms down on the bottom here. The bottom of the green circuit board here sits on top of these. So when you slide it back in, the board should sit on top of those little notches or those little arms. And then you can push on the top here and it'll snap in behind the top tab. Then when you put the cover back on, you will want to get that little notch again to fit into the slot there. And then when it goes in, you'll push the bottom part down and put the screw back in. I'm going to have problems doing this one-handed, so once again the notch will fit into the little slot. Close it up and then put the screw back in. Once you get the screw back in, everything should be good. If your motion shows tampered or open, right about here there was a spring. So either the case is not closed tightly, so it's not pushing that spring closed, or else you may have lost a spring while you were changing it. But I would just open it up, check and make sure the spring is there. Maybe push on it a couple times to make sure it's straight and not crooked or stretched out. Put the cover back on, close it up, and put the screw back in. And hopefully you'll be good. And that's how you change the battery on a DSC Neo Motion.